So obviously, this coronavirus situation is a tragic situation. Lives are being lost, people are getting sick. But the other tragedy about this is there are a lot of people that are kind of sitting on the sidelines right now, not able to make an income, and they are looking at their debt start to skyrocket. A lot of people worried about that. Our next guest can help.
That's right. He certainly can. He is Walter Birch Sr. He is from NevadaDebtRelief.org. So happy to have you join us this morning, Walter. I mean, finances, security, debt, all these things are on the top of people's minds. Can we start off by talking about credit card debt? Because I think there's a few of us right now that are racking it up.
Yeah, we sure can. And thanks again for having me. I appreciate it. I think probably the biggest thing people need to think about right now is many people for many years have put up with high interest credit card debt,
Yeah.
paying monthly minimums. Suddenly, though, without savings and other things, you think you're doing okay because you're making those minimum payments. But really, this whole coronavirus situation has exposed something that's really dangerous. And that is that people just can't tolerate high interest credit card debt anymore.
Yeah.
They need to take steps, and this is a perfect time to take steps to get out of it, especially when credit card companies now are making more concessions than ever for people to help, be able to alleviate some of this stress.
Yeah, well, it's worth noting. I mean, they've probably, in some of these cases, they've made more than the principal balance by a wide measure through just the interest alone. So now might be the time to be able to negotiate. I mean, obviously, you've got people calling you regarding whether, it's credit cards or car payments, whatever it might be. What are you hearing from the people that are contacting you in need?
Oh, my goodness. The stories are incredible. And most of these come in the form of emails. And sometimes we're back in touch with people and we're talking to them. But a restaurant owner just opened up a restaurant, bought it a few months ago. Suddenly, what is he going to do? Not only for his business, but he's maxed out on his credit cards. A lot of people, who are business owners use their credit cards sometimes for, expenses that are essential. So the stories go on and on and on. There's a gentleman who was an event manager that's been laid off for 3 months. The stories, everybody has a story. I'm sure all of you have your stories. Everybody out there has one. But it's just the fact that when you're managing things month by month, barely making ends meet, and you even may think you're doing okay, suddenly something like this sets you back and you realize what a tragedy it's been all along. It's just that you weren't really seeing it for what it really was.
No question.
So many of us pay attention to our credit scores. I know my co-host always comes in and announces to me his recent credit score. But what is going to happen to our credit scores? Let's say if we are unable to make a credit card payment. What if we can't make a car payment during this time? What do we expect?
Well, first of all, I want to say something that's really, really important because credit scores are important. As a matter of fact, we had a site, creditlearningcenter.com, that actually led to all of the sites that we've done that help people with debts. One of the important misconceptions about credit scores and even debt programs is this. One of the 30% factor, a factor that accounts for your credit score by 30% is your amount to debt to credit ratio, your available credit you have and how much of your available credit you are using. Many people make minimum payments for years and years and years. They're maxed out on their credit and they're using 85, 90% of their available credit. They're actually guaranteeing by not taking steps to get out of debt. Even if it can temporarily hurt credit, you're guaranteeing that your credit will never be what it could be because you're thinking you're protecting your credit score, but you're really making minimum payments and you're maxed out on credit. So I just wanted to make that point in advance. But to answer your question, first of all, how credit bureaus handle this, TransUnion, Experian, Equifax are the three main credit bureaus. They all have different versions of the same credit score. They're very similar. Usually they range from 450 to 850. Generally, a score of 700 is considered to be fairly decent. Once you get into the high sevens, like your host is probably your eights. Congratulations for all of that. Wink, wink.
Clinging on
all
to your life.
really
We'll
good.
see how long we can keep it going.
All right. No. And I've been through my own credit jungle myself. But I will say to you that typically what happens on a credit score is that recent payment history accounts for about 35% of your your credit score. So a 30 or 60 day late in recent times, within the last few months, obviously, has a very large impact on your credit. Something that's happened a year or 2 years ago will have a relatively a smaller impact on your credit. But how they handle it during this coronavirus and if they're making any additional concessions, I really I really don't know. I will generally say that you want to do everything you can, obviously, to live up to your obligations, and make your payments on time. Most creditors now, and this is something really important for your listeners, most creditors are reaching out now because they want to keep people on track.
Yeah.
They're providing sort of some amnesty. You've probably seen that. If you go to an online portal, you'll see that, Citi Card, Capital One, all of these things say, please let us know if you're having difficulty at this time. We can make arrangements. What they really want to do is, no surprises, they want to keep the gravy train going because people make them incredible amounts of money. So they're basically sort of on pins and needles saying, if you need an extra month, we'll work with you, But that also points out the fact that if you need additional concessions, they'll also agree to that, which is not being advertised.
Well, because that's the less expensive route for them rather than doing a repo or going into lawsuits and stuff like that. The less expensive route is working with you. So make sure you take that avenue.
And they would love to give you additional credit as well. So
well, of course. Well, Walter, it is great getting to talk to you, and we're going to send people your way if they need some help.
Okay.
Appreciate you, my
good.
friend.
It was pleasure being. Good luck to you guys, and stay healthy and well.
You as well.
Thank you.
Take care.
Reach out to NevadaDebtRelief.org. The website is right there on your screen, NevadaDebtRelief.org, a proud sponsor of the Morning Blend.